Private gyms across Tamil Nadu will resume from Monday. The Tamil Nadu government has released a new SOP to be put in place. We come to you from the Strength System, a training studio in Chennai, and with me, both entrepreneurs, gym owners, physical trainers. Thank you all very much for your time. Prashanti, if I can begin with you, what kind of rearrangement are you now making to make sure you comply with the new norm?
To begin with, we're limiting the number of people who will train at a time. Yeah, we already worked on an every hour on the hour basis, but now we're going to limit how many people will train at a time. So we're going to have 6 people in preset stations. So when they come in, they'll already know what exactly to do. And we have clear demarcations in the gym, so there's not going to be any extra movement. And
Which means here there'll be a gap of 6 feet, is it?
Yeah, so all the norms are adhered to, so there's 6 feet distance between each station and between the client and the coaches too. And there'll only be one coach in the space at a time, so we're not adding any extra bodies to the room.
Right. We also have Sheba. Sheba, the last 4 months during the lockdown, as a business person, how difficult has it been for owners like you?
Mine is a fairly new one. So I started my gym only in Feb. So it was operational maybe like for 1.5 months. So for me as a business, the online business was pretty good. So I had my Zoom group classes and personal training, all that was going on pretty fine. But in terms of the rental issues was very bad. The entire deposit was locked in with them. So I don't think many owners face this, but for me the entire thing. So I think many smaller gyms have shut down because of issues like this. But yes, because of that I had issues. But apart from that, in terms of revenue, considering the pandemic, I think it was okay.
How has it been the last 4 months for you?
Last 4 months was a very difficult time for us because going to home and taking was a easy job for us. Now it has been totally blocked. Traveling has been come very down, and revenue also has been blocked so much. It's a bit difficult time, and all our savings are getting drowned now.
Are you now happy things are opening up?
Very happy. We have to hope everything comes soon.
And Varun Srikanth, in terms of the new norm, the SOP put in place, how practical are these? Disinfecting all the equipment every time, cross ventilation, separate path for entry and exit?
It does initially sound like a lot of work, and it is, because we're not used to that as gyms. But really most of the measures are fairly common sense. And if you stagger sessions so that people leave, if you give about 15 minutes of time, usually there's enough time for disinfection, for cleaning, and for the next batch of people to come in. So it's not too hard.
Right. And the government has also suggested switching to online mode. How practical is it? A new opportunity now?
Yes, definitely. So we've decided to keep our live online classes running, even though we will keep the gym open. But at Strength System, we've done distance coaching since the day we were open. So we have a lot of experience. We already have systems in place for distance coaching. So we have people from all around the world working with us anyway. So it's just been a good business model for us to expand into, and we're going to keep it going for sure.
Right. Okay.
So a lot of people are still apprehensive about getting back to the gym. A few are okay to come because anyway it's a very private studio. I don't accommodate more than 6 initially. Now I'm going to bring it down to only 3. So some are okay, some are still not okay.
Right.
So I think it'll take a while for people to get used to this.
And Prashanti, in your case?
We've had definitely enthusiasm with people returning. So we obviously are now going to let over 50 people and under 15 people to come back and train. But I would say about 40% is what we are expecting to come back.
Right.
Yeah.
And Varun, the COVID challenge, has it now opened new opportunities for you? What kind?
The main thing is we have come more into the online coaching now. So all our freelancers are getting more in it, and it is at the starting we just felt somewhat difficult because coaching through the online, seeing them in a video, and we have to tell them the mistakes, what are they telling, what they must understand what we are telling. So it was a bit difficult part. For the novice clients, it was so difficult. We can't explain to them through the video regarding everything. For intermediate and somewhat they are in strength sessions, it will be easier for them to adopt it.
Right. Varun, also, many clients have this concern. They may have signed up for a yearly package, half-yearly package. They didn't use gym for the last 4 months. What happens to that?
Yeah, so we dealt with this when the initial lockdown happened in March, and we decided to basically suspend memberships until whenever the government decided to lift the lockdown and allow gyms to function. So people who had long-term memberships, we basically frozen them. So now from August 10th when we open, they're going to start running again.
So they don't have to pay afresh.
No, if they had current memberships, they don't.
All right.
Of course, some of our members did choose to support us as a business through the lockdown, so they let their membership run. But yeah, we suspended most of the memberships.
Well, is it going to be a challenge now? Over the last 4 months, less exercise, people would have put on weight.
Definitely, which is good for our business. But I think we already have a program in place, so we're going to start very slow. We're not going to do anything crazy, no 100-kilo deadlifts and all when people come back. So we're going to ease into it, and once people's bodies are ready, that's when we'll go back to where they were when they left off. So we're going to be very careful with exercise selection. We're going to be very careful with the loads that they use, and we've put a lot of thought into the programming, so I think that makes a big difference.
I don't think opening the gyms has anything to got to do with that, because people are still going out. What I am personally worried about is we are the ones who are going to be staying in the gym. The clients will have to keep coming in and going. So we'll be taking more precautions to make sure that they're not affected, and so we are also not affected. Basically, the spike in numbers is because of irresponsible people. I think people who come back to us will be slightly, at least responsible.
For every session, what kind of a mechanism have you put in place to comply with the COVID safety norms?
So we're going to have everybody's temperature checked and recorded, and there's not, like I said, everybody will only walk into their stations directly, so no extra movements at all. When they come in, everybody will sanitize their equipment before they start, and when they're done with the workout, they will again sanitize everything that they've touched, they've used. We have 15-minute leeway between sessions, so the housekeeping staff and the coaches, we're going to steam clean everything, so we've invested in a steamer.
What does it mean, steam clean?
We're just going to apply heat on everything, so we're going to kill the viruses hopefully. So the equipment will be steam cleaned, and the walking paths will be steam cleaned.
So you have to acquire all those?
We did. We've been thinking ahead, and we have invested in...
Where is that?
It's that orange thing.
Oh, that's the steamer, okay.
That's the steamer there, yeah.
Okay, so that will pump in.
So it'll just blast steam over equipment.
That's the one, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
If you can show us,
Yeah. So this is the rest of my team, but yeah, this is the steamer. So it takes about 4 minutes to boot up is what I hear.
Okay.
And then when the next batch comes in, they'll get a fresh set of towels.
So who cleans the equipment before next use?
We will have housekeeping staff, and the coaches also will take some amount of responsibility for that. Okay. But we are putting the accountability 100% on the members to do it. Okay. So they're going to clean it before and after every single use.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And the bathrooms also, we're only keeping 50% of the bathrooms functional, and there's going to be disposable toilet seat covers for every use,
right.
And they'll dispose it within the bathrooms, and all
right.
the dustbins are closed,
right.
And it's going to have sanitizer on the seat.
When it comes to group exercises or group activity, will online work better?
It's not better, it's doing well as much as it does physically also. But with the pandemic, I've seen group classes is anyway very motivating. So online classes, when you do it remotely, I think that kept a lot of people going on for a while. So group classes was pretty good online.
Right. Varun, with worry that not all clients will come back, although the gyms may reopen from Monday, what kind of other options you're trying to tap to increase your revenue?
Yeah. So, I mean, the fitness industry has been badly affected by the lockdowns. So, we wanted to do our bit to give back to the industry at large. So, what we are going to be doing is letting out the space during our non-coaching hours, which is most of the day. So, from about 10 to about 4 p.m. We will be letting freelance trainers use the space. Normally, they have to pay a hefty commission to the gym at which they work out of. We won't be demanding that.
Are clients showing more interest in trainers coming home and a kind of a personalized training?
Yeah, now they are expecting more of the trainers to come home and take classes for them, as the COVID has taught many as social distancing. And for a freelancing trainer like us, I'll take most of my clients to the outdoor training. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't have the gym setup like this. I don't insist. If they're not comfortable, I don't insist them here. So I'll just take them to the outdoor training where they feel more comfortable. I have some equipment with me. I can give them strength or cardio there, and they are easily happy with that.
Thank you all very much for your time, Varun, Shiba and Prashanti. So gyms across Chennai, across Tamil Nadu gearing up for reopening from Monday, and as you heard, every gym is doing their best to make sure it's safe so that people can get back, in a sense, get back to shape as well after 4 months of not so active period due to the lockdown. In Chennai, with camera person Edwin, Sam Daniel, Find the TV.